Welcome to Uncaged on the talkSPORT MMA YouTube channel. It's a Dubai special. That's right. I'm Adam Catterall. Pleasure to be with you. Brendan Loughnane, always in the house alongside me. And we've got the main man here, the one, the only, outlaw himself, Mr. Dan Hardy. We're outside the Coca-Cola Arena because we just had the ceremonial weigh-ins for Nurmagomedov and Hughes. He's a bit jealous, right, because of the amount of people that rocked up in the gas.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course you can.
I've been in South Dakota, 2 people turning up to my weigh-ins, Dan. What's happened there?
It's no good, is it? It's no good. We need to get you somewhere where all the fans can get to you.
It's all just me. It's all going off round here.
They're all having a little bit of a wrestle
We
there,
calm
aren't
it
they?
down round here.
It's the sun
It's
that brings
absolutely
madness
mental.
out of people, doesn't it?
What's going
I feel
on?
like I'm facing you guys off right now.
Mate, no chance. I'm legging it. On atmosphere, I mean, that is some pump to kick off 2025 for the PFL. I know that we've obviously got the names, we've got the Dagestan versus Ireland type vibe going on, but the fans absolutely came out and made a right roar, didn't they? Tomorrow night, I'm looking forward to it now.
They really did. I mean, obviously, you know, Usman's going to have a great following wherever he goes, especially in this area of the world where he spends a lot of time training. But the way that Paul Hughes speaks, I mean, we've all spoken about this week. The way that Paul Hughes speaks, he converts people. You listen to him, you're like, man, I just want to follow his journey. I feel like he's going somewhere, and I feel like he's already seen it. He's had a premonition, and he's just watching it play out in front of him. I just love watching him speak. He fascinates me.
We've discussed this yesterday, and we actually believe that Usman could be better than Islam. We actually think he might be the best 155er in the world, and we wanted to get your opinion on it. What's your thoughts?
You know, it's a real good argument to have. I mean, you can argue it in several different ways, and obviously, you know, I mean, we ask this question in the fighter interviews, and they're never going to say it. It's, oh well, he's good at one thing and I'm good at another, and the only advantage for me right now for Islam being the best is his physicality. Right. He just looks physically bigger and stronger than Usman to me. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Usman in a year's time is not going to become that version of, you know what I mean? Like, if you look back to when Makhachev was you know, in the shadow of Khabib, he wasn't the fighter that he is now. You know what I mean? It's like this camp is a conveyor belt of champions. So you kind of can't rush one guy too soon, because he's going to start treading on the toes of his teammates. You know what I mean? It's almost like this is the right time for Usman to be at this stage, and if he keeps progressing, he's going to get to where Makhachev is, but he's just behind him right now, I think.
Yeah. We like to cut it straight on this channel, so we're not going to lie to anybody. I think most people conclude that Usman is the overriding favourite coming into this fight, being the champion and being what we've said there, maybe the best 155er. Where are the gaps, and what does Paul Hughes have to do to get his hand raised, do you think, tomorrow night?
Well, I mean, I think one of the major gaps has already been exposed. You know, I think I've never seen Usman be emotionally invested in a fight before like he is with this one. And really, I mean, if you're going to find a way into this guy's game, you've got to draw something out of him and get him to make a mistake. Like, get him emotional, get him to fight more than he wants to in one round, so he starts to get tired, right? And this is where then Paul starts to then get the reads in the first 2 rounds, where he can start to use those last 3 to really kind of find a hole in his game. I mean, Paul said himself yesterday, at this level, there are no holes in his game. It's about pressuring him and finding that chink in his armor, and he's got 25 minutes to do it. So I feel like psychologically, I feel like Paul's one step ahead right now. But whether Usman can pull that back on the night because he's got Khabib and Islam in his corner, you know what I mean? I feel like he might have the people around him just to kind of pull him back a little bit on the night. But it doesn't mean to say that if Paul cracks him with one good shot, that all of that emotion comes back out again. And then gas tanks go out the window, don't they?
Oh, we know about that. Yeah, well, listen, at the end of the day, well, another thing we was talking about yesterday is another amazing stat is you've got Ghazi, who's the PFL 155 champion. Then you've got Islam, and then you've obviously got Usman. I mean, it's like they're almost saying to each other, you nip over there, because we've got this one. And they have to kind of start spreading it across the organisations. It's like a weird time that we're in right now. We're just not seeing anything like it. Paul Hughes is really up against it. But after what we've just seen here, the atmosphere tomorrow is going to be absolutely electric, and I can't wait for it now. After seeing this today, mate, that's the best PFL weigh-in I've ever seen. Well, it is, because, you know, I've been here for a long time. I've yourself, Dan. Seeing that today, scraps at the weigh-in, all that, loads of energy. I mean, I'm buzzing for tomorrow, absolutely buzzing for it.
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere tomorrow night is going to be mad. We've got 10,000 people in there tomorrow night. It's going to be packed out. And you know there's going to be a load more Irish fans there than there were at the weigh-ins today. So we're going to have...
Yeah, they're all in the boozer. They're all still in the pub, mate. They've missed us today.
The ice on their faces.
Now. Stuck it on us, lads. Be all that now, won't it?
Man, the atmosphere, the energy today has been incredible. And I feel like every single fighter's contributing a little bit to it. You know, they feel like this is a special event.
Bar the main event then. What else? What else should we be looking? Listen. He's responsible. He's claiming responsibility for the Manchester Dagestani. He's brought him into the PFL.
I'm right, I'm Undercard. I'm taking both of them.
Listen, Ibrahim, I'd say, firstly, an unbelievable story with the family and sport in general, but this kid, on his own right, He can fight, can't he?
He really can fight, you know, and in every range as well. And he's one of those fighters that he knows what his potential is, but he's not interested in rushing to it, right? Like I was speaking to him yesterday, and I'm like, I mean, obviously he's on a big card here. He's in a prime spot on the card. A lot of people talking about him, but he wants to come back to PFL Europe next year and beat everybody up in Europe and take that belt. Like it's quite clear in his mind what he needs to do one step at a time, and he's not rushing. And then he's got these three brothers who are incredible sportsmen as well, that are just, you know, I mean, they inspire each other. It's amazing. And obviously Nathan Kelly, one of my favourites to watch. Yeah. One of the most cerebral fighters that you'll ever interview. Slightly
disappointed that it's not Magomed Sharapov.
Same.
Yeah.
That'd have been amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would have been. But then, you know, his opponent, Ahmed, he's just a bull. He walks forward. He's got a high guard. He can wrestle and strike as well. He's not elite in any single range. But I feel like he's going to be able to try and fight. He's going to want to try and fight Nathan in every range. And I just feel like Nathan, especially with those elbows at close range like we saw against Vickers, I think he's on a new level right now, Nathan.
Listen, the people consuming this on DAZN tomorrow are in for a bit of a treat. These two are on comms together. That's right.
Back on.
Full British loving on the comms. You might not be able to hear each other with all the airs going on and all that type of stuff. That were crackers then, weren't it?
Oh, listen,
there's nothing like that.
You only ever see this at big boxing matches nowadays. You know what I mean? Even UFC weigh-ins don't look like this nowadays.
Yeah.
It was great. It was fantastic. It's like it's been built up with this whole thing where Khabib jumped on the mic and said that Irish can't fight. That was sold. Yeah, that was it. That was it. Boom.
The whole of Ireland's on board now.
Since that happened, this thing just skyrocketed, didn't it? And you know, PFL have done the marketing machine that they put behind this one. You know, with all the royal family and everyone involved, it's been a perfect coming together of marketing and fighters and timing. And I'm really looking forward to it, I am.
And for everybody at home, it's on a British time zone, nice and early in the afternoon with the prelims. Main event in and around about 8 o'clock UK time. That's when you're probably going to be getting that, so make sure you're in nice and early before, because there's a lot of Irish lads going up against a few Dagestan lads, and it should be rather tasty. Make sure you like and subscribe to talkSPORT MMA YouTube channel. Plenty of stuff coming your way. We're going to give you a live reaction in the immediate aftermath of Nurmagomedov against Hughes. We'll catch you next time. This is Uncaged on talkSPORT with myself, Adam Catterall, and British MMA legend Brendan Loughnane. It does not get bigger than this. I've said to him, we're going to go red panties, man. We are going to go all the way in. Tune in to our show every week for the biggest debates.
You're a bona fide world champion in a major promotion. Sat there now, off the top of your head, can you tell me the criteria for judging MMA? Right off the top of your head.
Not a clue. No, I'm being serious.
You're holding up the division. This is the UFC. The best are supposed to be fighting the best. We're not here just to massage people's egos. The baddest interviews.
Deontay Wilder, is he someone you'd like to fight?
Absolutely, I would love that fight.
You can't help but be impressed with what Alex Pereira's done over the past couple of years. I absolutely want to fight him. If that's what the UFC want to do one day, then we'll absolutely do it.
And to keep up with everything in the world of MMA. So head over to the talkSPORT MMA YouTube channel to keep up to date with all the latest news and interviews. And whilst you're there, give us a like and follow. We're not here to take part, my friend.
Here to take over.
That's the one.